packaging sucks. Before I talk about the figure, I want to take a moment to appreciate how crappy the box is. Not only is it windowless, allowing for figure swaps to be done very easily, mine is very greasy and really squishy, making it feel like it's cheaper than actual cardboard. So yeah, fuck this thing. I hope I never see it again. But now let's talk about the figure in front of us. Is it worth the money? Will it be another ripoff? Hopefully not. Let's find out. This figure is based on his look in Amazing Fantasy number 15, which is actually Spider-Man's first appearance, so let's see if they got it right. Some design aspects that were taken is the big round spider logo in the front, the boxy head with the small squinty eyes, and of course the, for fuck's sake, that's not the right back logo. It didn't look like this in Amazing Fantasy number 50. It didn't even look like this with any of other Steve Ditko's art. But at least they got the black part right. But as seems to be tradition with this line, there are QC issues, splitting ways, messy paint, and misaligned webs. But at least my belt is fully painted. Other than that though, I really do like the look of this thing, especially compared to his other Spider-Men. To me, he feels like a really good size. I like the slimmer legs, and I also like the shorter build. I also really like his accessories. The usuals are here: wall crawling hands, fisted hands, and whipping hands. But there's also these web grabbing hands, which we'll talk about later. 4 set of hands, who would have thought? He also comes with the underarm webs. This would be great if these things didn't fucking suck. They're way too flimsy in order to stay put, and they're way too annoying to put in to warrant their existence. He comes with another set, but honestly, the first ones were so goddamn annoying to put in that I'm not even gonna bother with these ones. Fuck these things, I hope they go die in hell. Also comes with this dried up piece of cum. Okay, it's actually a web effect part. And the previously mentioned gripping hands can hold it just fine. While this accessory is cool in theory, this thing has been used since 2012 and it's honestly time to retire it and make a new one. Honestly, this thing is better off being used as a noose more than anything. You can use it to end your sufferings and end the recurring nightmares in your sleep. But it does allow for some really nice swinging poses. Speaking of which, how does he hold up with that? Posability here is pretty good. His head can move up and down thanks to the disc hinge, which honestly isn't that bad here. It allows for a really good range up, and he can move his head left and right, so it's whatever. His hands are able to rotate all the way around unimpeded. They can move out just that far, but their butterfly joint is actually kind of limited, which is unfortunate. His elbow thankfully can bend in all the way if you just put a little bit of effort into it. His wrists are able to move up and down, and they rotate. But the gripping hands, instead of moving up and down, they move side to side. He has a diaphragm joint which moves pretty nicely. He can arch his back very well, and he can crunch just okay. His legs thankfully aren't as limited. They can move up actually farther than the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, but they can't move back at all that much unless you split his legs. Thankfully his thigh swivel again isn't impeded. He can do the splits pretty good, and his knees are double jointed, which allows for a maximum bendage. He has a cap swivel at his boot, and his feet can move up and down, and he has a really nice pivot. But unfortunately, there is no toe bend, sadly. But even with the limitations I just mentioned, and with the lack of the toe bend, I still had an absolute blast posing this guy, and the most I've had in a while. Part of it has to do that his joints aren't overly tight like in the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, at least with mine, and that he has a good amount of accessories to come with to accommodate many poses that are iconic to Ditko's art. Ignoring all the QC issues that have come with this line of figures, I might have to say that this is the best Spider-Man figure Hasbro's ever made. Alright, time for size comparison. Here he is next to the Toy Biz 2006 Venom, Renew Your Vows 2-pack Spinneret or Spider-MILF. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends 2-pack Mary Jane, and Retro Spider-Man. And his main competition right now, Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. Now, while I would recommend you pick this guy up, I'd say be careful. If you're gonna pick him up at stores, open it as soon as you get to your car. And if you're gonna pick him up online, pray to whatever god you believe in. But other than that, I'd say he's a really good figure and that you should totally pick him up in spite of the recent price spikes. Alright, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.